Hey, it's Jordan. Great opportunities are brilliantly disguised as impossible situations. Oftentimes in life, we can feel overwhelmed or stuck in our situation. And a lot of you guys have reached out and told me how you have no idea how you're going to get out of the situation you're in. And it really comes down to you. How do you perceive yourself in this situation? If you perceive yourself as this is never going to be fixed, I can't solve this situation in any way, you won't look for a solution. And think about all the billions of people on this planet, all the situations that have been impossible to overcome that they have overcome. So when you start looking at an impossible situation as an opportunity or a challenge, we start looking at things differently. It reminds me of the way a buffalo faces a storm versus a cow. When a cow faces a storm, they just see the storm approaching, sit there, get drenched on, and they're at the mercy of the storm. And however long that storm lasts, they're gonna get soaked. Versus the buffalo, first they come together. So finding friends or family or any videos like this, even any resource you can find to come together and pool your resources. Buffalo come together and then they actually see the storm coming and they go into the storm. So they face it and get through it quicker by walking through the storm. As the storm approaches, they're moving through it and they have some control over their situation. It might not be able to destroy the storm, they might not be able to dispel the storm, but regardless, they're going to move through it at the fastest possible way. And this is any situation you find yourself, you can do the same. Let's say, for example, your impossible situation is there's garbage sitting in the corner of your room that's rotting, and you just can't find the courage to take it out and throw it away. It just continuously sits there. And then what happens to your problem? It gets worse and it gets worse. It starts smelling, starts attracting flies, maggots start growing in the trash, and you can try and ignore it. You can just pretend like it doesn't exist. I actually had a roommate, I didn't even think of that till just now. I had a roommate that did this exact situation. He just would pee and poop in his room, gather trash, and refuse to take it out. And it got so bad, every time I walked by his room, I thought it was roadkill in the house. It got to the point where we had to clean the room when he was gone, and to our surprise, it was a disgusting disaster. But that's besides the point. But that was his problem. That was his impossible situation. He couldn't clean his own room. Maybe you're in that situation, and really, ultimately, all problems are that simple. And we have this trash that we don't want to take out, and it's psychological, emotional, spiritual trash, and we throw it down into our subconscious. We throw it down into our body. So now our body has to hold on to this trash, and it collects, and it collects, and it collects. So to fix any situation, whatever you're in, you have to rise above what caused it. And you can do this through meditation and visualization. You can do this by inner work, by going in and doing the work to take that trash out. So to do that, we have to find an elevated emotion. And we find that through gratitude, through acceptance, and allowing whatever situation is. Because if we don't even, sticking with the trash analogy, if we have trash in our room and we don't even acknowledge that it's there, we don't allow it to exist, how are we going to take it out? How are we going to clean our space if we don't even acknowledge that our space is dirty? So whatever the impossible situation that you may find yourself in, first you have to allow it, accept it, and embrace it. And then you have to look at it as a challenge to overcome. This is where you find the gratitude. Finding this gratitude allows us to see this as an opportunity to grow. Because when we're in this survival state, when we're stuck in this lower frequency, we get self-centered. We think it's all about us. We isolate. We think that we're separate from the rest of humanity. And by doing that, we can't find that gratitude. We can't find that elevated emotion that we need to tap into to fix whatever problem you think you have. Because it's totally solvable. Whatever it is, I don't care what you're going through. Somebody else has gone through it and they figured it out. And you can too. You're just making excuses. You want to be stuck in a victim mindset. You don't want to be the creator of your reality. And you're going to just cling to this victim mindset that I can't solve it. So you have to allow, accept, and embrace the situation. Find gratitude for it allows you to take this next step. And we're going to be met with challenges. We get to a new level, there's a new devil. Every time we need more challenges to grow. This is the soul garden. This is how we grow. So take out your trash, whatever it may be. And it's probably that simple. And it might take time. It might take some visualization. What would it look like to solve your problem? How would it feel if your problem was solved? And then mentally rehearse this. Our mind doesn't know the difference between a visualization and reality. So visualize what it would look like if I took out the trash. How clean would my room be if I took out the trash? How would I perceive myself if I took out my own garbage? And then when you mentally rehearse this and you practice this, it could take days, weeks, months, even years, whatever it is. That could be ingrained so deeply from your childhood that it just takes so long to pull out and get out of you. I know this from my own experience, growing up not feeling safe. My nervous system completely dysregulated. It took a long time and a lot of practice before I was able to just be at peace and be at ease. But now I get to offer this to the world, and that's why my message resonates, because I embody the truth. I embody my truth. And I speak to you as if you are already operating at your highest frequency, as if you are also embodying your highest truth. Because it's possible. I know it is. So take the steps, whatever it is, visualize, and then bring it down to earth and start taking action every day. And slowly, 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 you'll find yourself in a new place. And it might not happen right away. It may take some time and some practice. But you'll look back and you'll be amazed at the distance between where you once were and where you currently are. Also, all your problems are temporary. You are an immortal, divine being. You're going to outlive all your problems. You're going to outlive any situation. And it might take lifetime after lifetime after lifetime. If you want to postpone, you can. God is in no hurry. God has all the time in the world available to solve any problem. So instead of avoiding, instead of denying, start leaning into your situation, and I promise you, it'll get better. Love you. Have a great day. If you're interested in any one-on-one consultations, check out my website. I'm offering one-on-ones right now. Please reach out. Love to hear from you. Ciao.